A great week ahead. Week 3 of the college football season. You want to go ahead and kick it off, Chris?
Let's do it.
All right, all right. Week 3 of the college football season, folks. We will kick off our prediction show with probably one of the, or what's going to become one of the most controversial games of the season. A game down in Baton Rouge, Chris. You're actually going down to watch this game.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't wait for you to, smell all the gumbo and just the feeling of being in Death Valley. LSU taking on Florida.
Ooh, boy. Quite the matchup, especially off of everything that took place last weekend for both teams. Kory,
Yeah.
it ain't peaches and cream, you know what I'm saying, out there in Baton Rouge either.
No, it's not.
Trudez Green will be out for this game. He's battling injuries. Then you also have a struggling LSU offense. Only put up 24 points against Latte. That ain't it.
That ain't gonna cut it.
That's not going to cut it. And this is a team that put in a lot of money, invested a lot of bands this offseason to go get weapons. Garrett Nussmeier, a lot of Heisman hype heading into the season. Possibly, and still very may well be the first quarterback drafted in the upcoming draft. But a lot of expectations around LSU. And then, of course, Florida on the other end, Kory, they just lost to South Florida. Gainesville's on fire.
It's burning up. It's on the grill.
The city's getting burnt down right now. It's everybody's running around with their arms up, just distraught. If you're a Gators fan, so quite the matchup, especially with Florida coming off a loss, because I think we'll get a desperate, locked-in Florida team. It might even be better. Well, when it comes to the mental side of things, it might be better for Florida that they're on the road because you really will have to zone in for this one. Yeah. You'll have to lock in for this one, being at Death Valley. And so we will learn who this Florida team really is, I think, this weekend. Everybody takes a little bump on the road. I think everybody will lose at some point this season. But it's how you respond after losing, and now you're going on the road to take on one of the top teams in the nation. A team that you found a way to beat last season. So you're not worried, you're not scared of them. I think Florida can make this one quite interesting, Kory.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, Chris. LSU is going to go in this game with a big chip on his shoulder because I think their coach, Brian Kelly, has a big chip on his shoulder. Mm-hmm. I think he knows what that state is going to be like if they don't win this ball game. Not too pleased at all. But the funny thing about this, Chris, on the flip side, the coach for Florida knows what's at stake. If he doesn't win this game, he knows what his school state is going to be like if they don't win this ball game. This is a very interesting ball game, and it's an in-conference game. It doesn't get any better than this.
No, it
in
really
September.
Doesn't, yeah, in September, early in the season, we're getting a good classic SEC matchup. Florida LSU, two of the top brands in the conference. Two teams with high preseason expectations. Two desperate coaches. Whether one came into this matchup with following a win, an ugly win, and the other following an ugly loss. So it's time to drop them. You got to let them hang in this one. We're about to see who's the man? Is it Florida or is it LSU? So when you look at the X's and O's of this matchup, Kory, I will say LSU's defense has been dynamic and almost to this point has been the strength for the Tigers. Um, and so, and same thing for Florida. So I think we're almost in store for a Jefferson Pilot special, may I say? This has all the feels of a mid 2000s SEC game. Kory, am I mistaken?
Look, I think it's gonna be a lot of Jefferson Pilot games this week. I think it's a whole slate of Jefferson Pilot games this week.
Yes, this is a Jefferson Pilot special for sure. I'm gonna go ahead and put the stamp on it. It feels like one of those games, though.
You remember what I told you about the whole Jefferson Pilot ownership situation? Raycom Sports, if you probably heard of them, they're technically the new Jefferson Pilot media conglomerate now. So I bet you Raycom Sports, which they mainly do ACC games, they're probably like looking at this game right now like, man, if we just had our hands on this game. If we just had our hands on this game, we'd be cooking right now, Chris. We would be cooking.
Right. Disney's Mickey Mouse just had to get in the way.
Oh my God! Brought Hulu and ESPN Unlimited. They are all of them. They all pitched in on this one.
I'm about to say because isn't this one? Is this the ABC game?
I believe so. I think this game.
Sure.
Yes.
I know it's a night game. I'm pretty sure it's the ABC game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it is. I'm looking at it right now. Yep.
Okay.
6:30 kickoff.
So, yeah, this will be fun. But I will say, I think LSU's offense has to be better in this one. I think we need to see just a taste, just a little bit of what we thought we would see out of this offense coming into the season. So that will be key. Can LSU dominate the line of scrimmage? Whether it's running the football and also protecting us. Can they get the explosives? You brought in Barryon Brown for that reason. We know what Aaron Anderson's going to do, when it comes to the intermediate game, the short passing. He's got that on lock. Can you hit the over-the-top plays and really stretch the defense out with Barryon Brown? And can Florida, can your offense perform as well? I mean, people have been making jokes about this high school system that Billy Napier is running. Hey, Billy, it's time to get as deep in that Duffy of plays that you have. It's time to let them all out now because you have no time to waste, no time. There's no reason in waiting. The stretch of hellacious games starts now, and your job is on the line. So there's no need in holding anything for Texas, no need in holding anything for Miami. Let the plays out now because you need this win. And that's what I'm really curious to see. The play calling improvements, and can LSU's offense be the offense we thought it was? And I'm just not sold that it is. And that hurts me to say because I had high expectations. LSU's my preseason number one, Kory. I think this is going to be a nail biter. You want me to go ahead and give you my prediction?
Look, go ahead. I mean, right now, I got the line and the over under for the people watching. LSU right now is 8.5 point favorite. Over under is at 47.5 right now. So we'll see how this plays out, Chris. But what's your prediction? What's your prediction? What do you have?
Kory, it sounds crazy. It really sounds crazy. I'm gonna stick with LSU, but it's gonna be 24-23. I think the Tigers gotta score a game winning field goal. Last a 2 minute drive type of situation, 2 minute drill, 2 3 minutes left in the game. You need points, and they make it happen. I think it's going to be hell. I think this is the ultimate hell game. This ain't gonna be pretty. I think Florida's defense will come to play. Florida will come to play, and this is going to be a tough, rugged, eke it out kind of game, and LSU gets the win last second.
That that's very interesting, bro. You want to know the 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 thing about this game that's been kind of on my mind this week?
Mm-hmm.
So I decided to watch the highlights from last year's game. And you remember how like close scoring that game was up until the end. It was
Mm-hmm.
just about the way you're describing this game is going to be this Saturday. I could definitely see that game happening again in this one. They tie up. Like, I think like towards like halftime. I think it was like 13-13 or 10-10
Mm-hmm.
going into halftime. And at that point, all you saw was a bunch of defensive stops. You did see a little bit of scoring towards the end, but what you really saw from both of these teams were two teams that were trying to gel with one another on, on the gridiron, and somebody had to come out on top at the end. Somebody had to break through, and fortunately, it was Florida that year that got the W. And you look on the other side, Brian Kelly got a lot of flack for that. So, do I see this year being different in terms of the outcome? I think if I had to pinpoint it, Chris, I think LSU wins this ball game. But yet, I think this game is going to be very close. I think this is going to be mostly a defensive matchup between two teams that are going to showcase a lot of talent on that side of the football. And I'm going to go ahead and say LSU wins this ball game, Chris, 24-21. Late game field goal.
It feels like that kind of matchup.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it from LSU's offense yet, and this could be the game where they wake up and LSU messes around. It's a tough game throughout. In that fourth quarter, boom, everything clicks, and you get the 2 touchdowns you need in the fourth to get that separation. You end up winning 31-17, 34-17, something like that. But I don't know. I'm gonna just have to see it. I'm not gonna call it because it hasn't been pretty, and you lose one of your top weapons in Trudez as well. And we know how dynamic of a tight end he is. So yeah, man. Good luck to both squads. I'm glad I don't have no horse in this race. I'm just sit back and enjoy this because I think it's gonna be stress for both fan bases.
This is going to be the most stressful game in Death Valley yet. we ain't even halfway towards the season, and
No,
we already got
no.
stressful games.
No, for real. And the fans at home in Gainesville, they'll be sweating it out too.
Oh yeah,
So
most definitely.
this will be interesting. But I'm gonna give the slight edge to LSU to find a way to win.
Nice.
Having Nuss as your senior leader at quarterback in a moment when you need points, that will be big. I think he has it in him to lead the team down the field and to make the plays necessary for the game winning points.
Absolutely. Yeah, if I had to look at this matchup through the quarterbacks, yeah, I do think that Garrett Nussmeier, he definitely has the cachet, the experience of being in big games like this where everything's on the line. I look back fondly to last year with LSU taking on Ole Miss. LSU was going to lose that game. It seemed like Ole Miss had they were clicking.
They were losing
on
the
all,
whole game.
They were losing the whole game. Yeah. Is that the most LSU way to win?
It's the most Ole Miss way to lose.
It makes me think back or think about those Mississippi State memes where they had like Dan Mullen and they had like the clock around him. It's like, how Mississippi State was that? You know, that's so much like Mississippi State. You just the dial always on that last season.
Oh man.
No, that's exactly what it feels like, Chris. Yeah, I'm definitely pulling for LSU to win the ball game. We'll see what happens. But overall, I think both of us can definitely agree that both teams definitely need this win. So it's going to come down to who wants it more. That's all I'm going to say.
This will be desperate football.
Yeah. Desperate prime time football.
Doesn't get better than that.
That's what ABC should just put up as the banner.
Desperate Housewives, desperate football.
Writes itself. Oh my God. The Bachelor doesn't stand toe to toe with this. This is gonna be good television, right?
Prime television, yes sir.
So yeah, man. This is gonna be a great matchup. Can't wait to break it all down on our live show, Chris, because we think this is gonna definitely be a game that people are gonna be talking about on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday of next week.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, man.